Hi there and welcome. I am Jordan from the blog Home and Motherhood, and today I'll be discussing morning sickness, possible causes for morning sickness, and natural remedies to help you feel good. So just to get started, I want to say that, of course, I am not a medical professional whatsoever. These are just tips that I have found helpful for myself and other ones that I have researched along the way. I hope this video is helpful to you, but we'll just get right into it. So I think it's really important to discuss morning sickness because you are providing nutrients to your child as they're developing, and when you're feeling yucky, a lot of times you don't want to eat or you're deterred from eating the nutritious foods. And so I think it's important to combat morning sickness, one, so that you don't feel yucky, and also so your body's not under any extra strain while developing a child. So there are many theories to the possible causes of morning sickness, and no one knows for sure what really causes it. But what I find to be most interesting is that secluded tribes and groups around the world do not seem to exhibit morning sickness. And so I really think that there's something to our way of living or the environmental toxins that play a role in us experiencing morning sickness, because it doesn't seem to be natural unless our bodies are trying to inform us that something around us or that we're consuming or something to that extent is not right to grow a child in your uterus. So I feel there needs to be more of an open discussion, what really causes morning sickness, what are the possibilities, and sharing those, and not taking that we know for certain, because we don't. Otherwise we would have solved it and women wouldn't be experiencing morning sickness. I'll just get into some of the possible theories, what causes morning sickness. So when you're growing a child, your hormones are shifting to help you support the life that you're creating. So some believe the fluctuation of the hormones is what is causing your morning sickness, but that could also not be true, because everyone is experiencing the rise and falls of hormones throughout the time of pregnancy, and not everyone experiences morning sickness. So it could be those hormone shifts, or it could be that one's body is lacking the proper enzymes to help clear those hormones. And then you have the buildup of stomach acid and reflux, which then would cause the morning sickness. So that's one idea. Another idea that I find very interesting is that our bodies are telling us when we're feeling nauseous or yucky or whatever it is, that something in your surrounding is toxic to your developing child. And some people believe that could be plant toxins. So when you consume or you smell a certain type of plant that would not be healthy for a developing fetus, but could possibly be healthy for you as an adult, could be toxic in the beginning phases of pregnancy. So that's one idea. I truly believe there's something to be said about environmental toxins and the accumulation of them, especially while we're pregnant, the laundry soap, the shampoo, our makeup, the things that go on and around our bodies, I think could cause morning sickness. Again, I don't know, and this is just my ideas. Of course, and there are also the people that believe morning sickness is just a fluke. It's something that you experience when you're pregnant and you just have to deal with it. I personally disagree, but again, I don't know. But I do think that it's really interesting that tribes around the world do not experience morning sickness. So what is different from them and us? And I think that's something we as a culture and society have to consider. So moving on, I will just touch on my morning sickness experiences. When I was pregnant the first time, I didn't really experience morning sickness, but I would get this really random gagging. And if someone would mention tomatoes, it would just send me in this gagging spiral where I couldn't stop gagging. Something about the visualization of tomatoes was so disgusting to me. My husband and I were out on a walk in a downtown village, and someone had propped outside of a restaurant an A-frame of tacos, and there were tomatoes on it, and that just sent me gagging in front of people. It was kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. You're pregnant, and I didn't know what to do to combat that. During my second pregnancy, I experienced very bad morning sickness. I was so sick in bed, I could not function. I had 4 days of just it was so bad. And I called my midwife and I asked her, what can I do to get rid of this morning sickness? It is so bad, and I have to take care of my toddler when my husband goes to work. I don't know what to do. And she said the number one way to get rid of morning sickness is to prevent it. She said eat all the time, and she really emphasized all the time. She said every 2 to 3 hours, even throughout the night, you should eat something. So for me, I would eat bacon in the middle of the night, strawberries in the middle of the night, peanuts, like anything I could get my hands on in the middle of the night. I would keep it next to my bed. I would also eat a lot of cheese and like just things that were nutritious for my body. I also put a lot of emphasis on a lot of protein foods. So going off my midwife's tip to eat all the time, some people believe that morning sickness is caused because a drop in blood sugar, and so that is keeping that blood sugar up by constantly having food in your system. So I think there is something to that because eating all the time really did help me a lot. The second thing that really helped my morning sickness was Nux Vomica, and this was recommended to me by my daughter's pediatrician. It's kind of funny, I had to go into the pediatrician's office with a throw-up bag, and I had to warn her ahead of time, like, sorry if I have to take my mask off, I feel really sick, and she recommended Nux Vomica. Nux Vomica is a really good option for women that feel better after they throw up with their morning sickness. For me, Nux Vomica never made me throw up, but it just made me feel a lot better, and it would prevent the feeling like I needed to throw up. I really recommend Nux Vomica. It also did wonders for me. Another thing I found helpful was to increase my vitamin B6 and B12, and you can do that by either supplements or by the foods you eat. Berries seem to have a lot of that vitamin in them, so I ate, like I said, a lot of strawberries. That was really helpful to me, but increasing the amount of B6 and B12 you have seems to help a lot of women. Another homeopathic option for morning sickness is, I'm just going to spell it because I really don't know how to say it. It's Ipecacuanha, and I took 30C. But this is for those that are experiencing morning sickness, that when they vomit, they do not feel better. So this is a really good option if that's the type of morning sickness you are experiencing. My fifth tip for combating morning sickness naturally is to have ginger. You can either like put it in your foods or in your drink. I really like to have ginger candies. They're just easy to pop in your mouth right when you feel kind of yucky. And I like the traditional medicinals. It's called Morning Ease, and the lemon ginger ones really help me a lot. And ginger is for the morning sickness that is really gassy, like that stomach gas, like that burpy feeling. That is when ginger is really going to help you. Number 6 is the combination of both Sepia 9C and Ignatia 30C, and something about those combined together is really helpful for all types of morning sickness. So you may want to give that a try as well. I also have a great resource, and that is the Nourishing Traditions Book of Baby and Child Care. And it's really for like how to prepare your body before you get pregnant, during pregnancy, how to care for your body, how to care for baby. And inside here, she also has other recommendations for combating morning sickness naturally. I'll read off just a few, but again, I think this is a great resource to have and very insightful. So to share a few from the book, there is acupuncture, there is consuming raw milk, and you can find a raw milk distributor on realmilk.com. I know that my family uses it and we find it very nutritious and we really enjoy it. There's also consuming lacto fermented foods such as sauerkraut. I know there's fermented drinks, like you could pursue that. And another one is taking magnesium salt baths. I did not try it personally, but I think it'd be really interesting to try. If you do try it, please leave it in the comments if it does help you. I would love to know if it does. So that is just a few from the book. I hope this video is helpful to you and helps you overcome your morning sickness, and I hope that we can have an open discussion and dialogue about possible causes of morning sickness. I would love to hear what helps other women combat their morning sickness, so please leave it in the comments below if you have found something that really works for you, and let's help other women overcome this morning sickness. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if this video is helpful to you, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. But thank you again so much, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.